Hey, my name's Tom, and about half a year ago, I quit my job back home in Germany. I left everything I had behind to go on a 5 months adventure across 7 countries, and this is my story. In the last episode, I landed in Hanoi, where I got to delve into the wonders of the incredibly vibrant Hanoi Old Quarter, with all its different facets. I also ticked off some of the tourist highlights in Hanoi, like St. Joseph's Cathedral and the Hoa Lu prison. I also attended a walking tour before jumping onto a sleeper bus that would bring me to Ha Giang. Here I started my 3-day tour on the Ha Giang loop. It's hard to even describe what awaited me on the loop. Fun, adventure, but mostly just insane beauty in every way, shape or form. We had an awesome group as well, and the 3 days flew past in one big blur of astonishment. Back in Hanoi, I checked out the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum and, of course, drank a coffee at the famous train street. Before hopping onto a 3-hour bus and a ferry to get over to my next destination, Cat Ba Island. On my first day on Cat Ba, I booked myself into a Lan Ha Bay day trip boat tour.
10 minutes, we're cruising around Lan Ha Bay fishing village, and then we're gonna visit one of the families. About 10 minutes, you're gonna have a chance to see how local they can live on the water and how many different kind of fish we have here. We even have the fish look like shark, they're quite aggressive, but I will show you later. Yeah, this is the butterfish ever, butterfish.
They're big.
Oh my god.
While the neighboring Ha Long Bay is obviously more famous, I chose the Lan Ha Bay tour as it was way less touristy and basically offered the same experience. The tour was simply a stunner with all the different activities like swimming and kayaking. And we even saw Cat Ba langurs, which are in fact the rarest monkeys in the world, with only 70 specimens left. And of the 70, we saw around 10 of them. I can only recommend Cat Ba Ventures, as they are the only tour operator allowed to take a slightly different route, which meant we were at all the popular spots before all the other boats showed up, which was such a privilege. So it is another morning on Cat Ba Island, and I'm currently on my way to the hospital cave here in Cat Ba Island, and that is apparently only 300 meters away from my homestay, so I thought I'd put a quick stop in. But before actually going to the hospital cave, I wanted to quickly touch on the day yesterday where I did the Lan Ha Bay tour and Ha Long Bay tour, and oh, there's some very protective dogs. Ooh. Yes, some of these stray dogs, they like keep following you and they're barking at you. It's a bit scary. So I wanted to quickly touch on that one day boat trip yesterday that I did with Cat Ba Ventures, and it was actually amazing. It was a near on perfect day. So the tour guide Tom was like an amazing person. He was so funny, but then he still got you all the insights and everything that you needed to know, but doing a lot of jokes. So that was really cool. And then yeah, the tour all in all was just perfect. In that we had so many cool things that we did. We did the kayak trip, we did the boat tour itself, the boat was nice, the food, the lunch was amazing. And yeah, I met some really cool people, and it was just, kind of a perfect day, and it all cost me 32 American dollars, which is about the same money, and I just realized that yesterday, which is about the same money that I paid for a large pizza in Auckland a couple of weeks ago, which is crazy because the food itself was worth $32, I would say, but then with the kayaking, with everything, with the cruise the boat, it was just an amazing day. But yeah, all good things have to come to an end, and today's another day, and I'll have a couple of hours left in Kat Ba before my bus leaves to Ninh Binh. And yeah, this is apparently Hospital Cave. Here's the entrance. I'm probably the only one here yet because it's super early and the cave just opened, I guess. But yeah, I'll try to get in, check out Hospital Cave. What I read is essentially it's just a cave that they turned into a hospital with like beds and stuff to treat wounded soldiers and wounded people in general during the Vietnam War. I got myself a ticket which included a personal guide as well.
Emergency. There are 2 or 3 sick people with doctor and nurse inside, and you see the room has no door because air circulation. Yes, and inside hospital caves in the past no electricity.
Yeah.
People use oil.
So you had soldiers in here, but also civilians. Everyone who was wounded could come here, or was it only soldiers?
Everyone.
Ah,
yes, military and local people.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting insight into things that happened at wartime here in Vietnam. Also, some people, I don't know if it's all of them, but at least our tour guide from the Hanoi Guru Walk Tour said this, that people here call it the American War. They don't call it the Vietnam War, because for them, and I can understand that, it's just America invading. And, well, for everyone, it's really America invading, but America did a very good job in marketing it as a, you know, something that they had to do. So yeah, it's interesting to see, but also kind of brings your mood down a bit to see what people had to endure during the war. So next one on the list is Dong Trong Trang, which is the Trong Trang Cave, and that is just around here. I just bought this ticket, and with this ticket I can actually also go into the Kat Ba National Park. I did this cave tour in Greece last summer, and it was 15 euros for the cave, and then we got into the cave, and it was only 100 meters or so. It was a nice cave, but it was definitely a bit of a rip-off to see the cave. And this one has 80k, which is 3 euros. So this one's definitely more value for money. I stayed in the cave as long as I could to escape the tremendous heat outside. Before I had to hop on a bus that would get me from Kat Ba to Tam Coc in the district of Ninh Binh. It's another day in Vietnam, and I'm in Tam Coc, which is a 6 hours bus ride from Kat Ba. Well, it wasn't 6 hours bus ride, but it was about a 6 hours journey because we had to take a ferry and all these things. Yeah, anyways, now I'm in Tam Coc. I landed here yesterday, had dinner with a guy that I met on the Hostel World app, and yeah, he was apparently super cool because you never really know. It's a bit like a blind date. And then we went to one of those beer buses that they have here in Tam Coc. It's like a double-decker bus, but then the top level is built out to a bar, and then I think the bottom level is a bar too, and then karaoke places and stuff. Really interesting. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do some of the typical tourist highlights that you do here in Tam Coc. So there is apparently a very nice viewpoint that you have to take some stairs to get up to, but then have a great view. And then also you can do a boat ride on the river through rice fields and then have these great mountains. But yeah, they call it a bit like the inland Ha Long Bay. So I'm going to do the tour with an Australian girl, Indigo, and a Spanish girl, Patri, who I actually met in Hanoi, but we didn't even talk. We were just on the same Guru Walk tour, and then we did the Kat Ba Island tour, and I was like, hey, I know you, have we done the Guru Walk tour together? She was like, yeah, we did, apparently. When starting the boat tour, we were worried that all the way was going to be as crowded as the starting point was. But soon boats vanished and we were able to enjoy the astonishing scenery that we were offered. One of the features of the tour is floating through multiple caves, which was highly appreciated, as it was a rare chance to escape the intense heat of around 38 degrees Celsius.
Not so cold.
Our last stop before the end of the tour was a picturesque temple complex that was hidden away in one of the many sidearms of Trang An River. Right after the tour, I took the scooter to ride back to Tam Coc and check out the Mua Cave viewpoint.
Missed my stairs. Haven't had a good couple of stairs since Kalinking Beach. Alright, I guess it's like 75% done. Still a bit, but I didn't hear no bell, so let's keep on going. So, it took me a while, but now I'm here. I'm up at the Mua Cave viewpoint, which is a bit of a struggle. There's a couple of stairs, but it actually felt good to do a bit of stairs after I haven't done in the last week, so really. And that was a bit of a climb to get over here, because this is apparently a dragon that goes over the ridge of the mountain. And you just have to kind of climb and scramble to get to the very last part of the tail of the dragon. But yeah, nice. That is indeed amazing views, and I would think now it's time to get the drone up.
While I played around with my drone, I randomly bumped into Casper from Denmark, who I stayed in a hostel with weeks earlier in Bali. And then, when everything just seemed to be perfect, it happened. And that was the last time this drone ever produced any footage. Yes, I lost it. The very last bit of the footage in the dark with the temple. It's super beautiful. I actually like that this is kind of the last footage. But yeah, just a couple of seconds after it, actually where the cut from that clip is, it lost connection. It lost connection to my remote control. I think it's just because I've been stupid. I've been flying it around that kind of rock thing, and it just lost connection, and I think then it just went straight for a bit, and that crashed it into a tree. I couldn't find it. I went up to that hill and I got connection back to the remote control, and I could see through the camera that it was somewhere on some rock. But yeah, it was super dark, so there was no chance to get it back. So that one's gone. Which is a shame, because now I can't do any footage in Phong Nha. And yeah, it's just not nice. But also what it showed me actually was that my mental health and my general mood is so much better, because if this happened in Germany, the last weeks I've been in Germany where I really didn't feel well, or well, more like in last year in Germany, then I would have hated myself for ages. I would have been so miserable, so bad. And this time it was just like, yeah, it's money gone. It's money that I didn't plan to, reinvest in something. But yeah, it's just money. It's fine. And my biggest concern is that I not really know where I can get a drone from. I guess I have to get to Ho Chi Minh. They have a DJI store there, and get a new drone. But whatever. This is how things go.
Now, last day in Tam Coc, I'm about to check out of my hostel. I had a bit of a slow morning. It's like 9:30 or so. I haven't had breakfast. Packing up all my stuff. Where is it? Yeah. Packing up all my stuff. And then it's time to see maybe the ancient capital of Ninh Binh, which is the ancient capital of Vietnam, really. It's a capital from the 11th century, I think, or 10th century. And yeah, been the first capital of the First Kingdom of Vietnam. I jumped on a scooter and drove about 30 minutes in some brutal heat to the ancient capital of the first state of Vietnam. Alright, so I guess I've made it to the ancient capital of the ancient Vietnam, or the first state of Vietnam. Bought a ticket. It's a bit weird, so sometimes you just don't know whether you need to buy a ticket or a parking ticket or not. Like, everybody wants to sell you some tickets or something that they say is mandatory, then in the end half of it is not really mandatory. But yeah, I bought myself a ticket, so let's see. Hello.
Ciao.
Xin chào. Come on. I want to say that was by far the nicest ticket officer I've ever had on the whole trip. He was like super nice. Usually just like rip the ticket out of your hand and then, you know, like rip it up and then like push you through. But he was like super nice. He was like, "Xin chào," and like smiling. That was really nice. So the Hoa Lu capital is, or was, the first capital of the ancient state of Vietnam, which was Dai Co Viet. Which I think can translate to the Great Dai Viet, and yeah, it was the first ancient state of Vietnam, and it only had its role as a capital for about 42 years. I kept enjoying the walk through the ancient buildings until I had to hop on yet another sleeper bus, which would take me to Phong Nha. Welcome to Phong Nha. Nice. Incredible. This is the imperial city of Hue. This is it. This is the Hai Van Pass.